What's up guys, this is ScherBR talking, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm gonna show you how to fast farm the new main story update chapter 7 with plenty of different squads. And here we start talking about the new weapon materials that drop on this story chapter, and they are called the Lapis materials. They will allow you to build weapons with critical damage against specific enemy types. They are very restricted and a little niche. Work better for just a handful number of characters, and I will make a video about that later. But they seem to have a very high chance of getting double S drops for their passives, so that means that you can still get some good weapons just out of sheer luck. We'll also be getting the new Leonarch episode 7 coins that you can exchange for items on the shop, and we also saw the return of 2 rainbow weapons, one for Will and another one for Kriemhield, because they are in a rerun banner that I'll talk about in a different video as well. But here we are focused on farming, and here we are also getting double status gains for all characters, so it's pretty good to farm status here. Now we'll start with stage number 7.1.1, and here we have many enemies, and they are weak to elementals. So there's a character that we have not been using for quite some time, and that one is Bertrand. And he changed a lot because of one formation that we just got in the game, and that one is Dragon Stance X, because this one gives him 1 VP on the end of a turn, allowing him to inherit Abaddon Hands. This comes from his S style from story mode, and if you have his forged weapon with good damage passives, he will be able of using this skill 3 times in a row, allowing him to solo the stage. So this UDX Bertrand is a rerun banner. That means that many people will get him by accident if they still don't have him. The enemies here have, I guess, less than 100,000 HP, so you don't need a perfect weapon. When I came here, my Bertrand was under leveled, and he was still capable of soloing. I believe that this new formation will bring him back to some formations, and he will become much better, because 8 power 3 times in a row is still pretty good. Another character that's gonna work here is So-Cho, but you need the Remembrance gun. You can use either the Magia fight formation or the gun shift formation, and it will allow him to get a lot of dexterity in order to solo. But you need to bring characters with low agility, since So-Cho is pretty slow himself. For his skill rotation, just increase leave it to me to 15. He's going to use missile 3 times in a row. Okay, let's see if someone gets in the way, but I don't think so. Missile is going to do 104,000. That's very strong for a character that can attack 3 times in a row. Yeah, we saw him killing the 2 different enemies already, so that means that on the last wave it's just going to do it. But someone attack, it seems, is very slow. Now the next stage, 7.1.2, we have just 1 enemy in each wave, and you cannot exactly solo farm, but it comes pretty close. Just bring Leon in a Magia fight formation with the Remembrance gun, and he's going to finish wave 1 and 3. With the second one, he's going to need a little help, but it's a very small help, and anyone will be capable of helping killing. Okay, so the first enemy will easily die because we use anti-material shot, that it's pretty strong. Now the second enemy won't die. We don't have enough damage. But then anyone can just help Leon, and well, here in this case was Humman. Now for the last, he's going to kill with a single hit again. I know he needed the second, but still solo it at least. The next one, it's pretty similar, but we are bringing out the Summer Coppelia with a Remembrance gun. She's going to inherit Maximum Punch. When she kills enemies, she regains BP, so you should increase over Spear Launcher, and she will be capable of using this 3 times in a row. Against the boss, she's not going to kill, so someone will need to help her out. One interesting thing is that since she is going to use martial arts, you have to equip the remaining stuff as a martial artist and not as a gunner. Okay, so this is going to do like close to 200,000. Whoa, exactly 200,000 damage. His enemies don't have that much. They must have around 160,000. But the boss has probably 220 or close. I don't know myself. But she does not have enough firepower yet. I don't know if I promoted my character, but maybe I did. So 203,000 was not enough, so someone else just going to do the remaining. Now for the next stage, 7.1.3. Again, we have just one enemy per wave, and they have around 160,000. And then a boss will have around 220, I guess. So there's a very good trick in order to solo farm this with UDX Silver if you have it. Well, you have to use the Hurricane formation. I am using the Remembrance martial arts weapon. It's going to be needed in order to kill the first few enemies. You inherit Glacial's Word, leave it on 3 BP, and leave Sia Roaring Dragon Kick to 15. She's going to kill the enemies with Glacial's Word and then use the strongest attack in the boss. Okay, her damage is just too good. The Global Axe Edition deals more damage on start, but then she does not hit the enemy weakness. As you see, Glacial's Word and then the Chase attack were hitting the enemy weakness, and we did 160,000. And I have to say, my version of Silver is fully maxed. It has the promotion maxed as well, so I'm getting the max damage output here. She can kill the Phoenix with just one hit. Yes, that's right. Next one, we use Humman Alloces. He's not going to finish it all by himself, but by use of Scorching Hell, you can kill the first two enemies and still attack the boss. Just increase Grunt Trample to 11. My weapon has 89 damage increase. It's not the best one. If you have a better one, you're gonna get more damage. He's promoted but not fully capped. So with everything maxed, I believe this Alloces will do around 185,000. Mine is not, so I'm getting a little less than that, but it's enough to kill the first and second enemy. That's it. Now against the boss, we do a little less damage. The boss has more status, so one of your trainees will have to do damage. I recommend the Amazon Raid Axe formation, equip your mid-roll characters, and they will just finish with the remaining damage. Now, next stage is 7.1.4. Here we will find humans that are weak to shadow and slash damage. And this brings us Bertrand back, because he can do shadow damage, and with the Dragon's Stance Axe formation and the Forged Weapon, he's going to do plenty of damage. So let's go. He should be doing around 110,000 damage without combos. Yeah, it should be around that. That's more than enough. I suppose his enemies have a little less than 100,000. Yep, we are doing more than enough. This Bertrand is also promoted, so if you need, just do it, because this guy is back at the game. Another character that works is Old Arthur. Yes, even with the double S weapon and a Swordmaster Stone equipped, he can do it. Just leave it as he is. And the formation will be the Magia fight. So Arthur has not been having so much fun recently, but it's time for him to come back, and he just works here. If you have the Remembrance's Word, you're going to get even more damage, making it even easier. Mine is just 2 STR points below the cap, and it's fully promoted, so it may be needed. But he is totally worth to get fully promoted. So Earth Slash and Talon together do more than 100,000. I do believe they have around that. Next stage is 7.1.5. Here it's actually pretty easy to farm, because the enemies are aligned in a column and they are weak to cold and blunt. So that brings us many different characters that can farm this. The newest actors, Souji and Empress, are very strong damage dealers with access to Waterfall Blade Plus, so just see the BP cost and change its cycle. Final Empress had a forging weapon, that means that it's pretty easy to get a strong damage. Another character that also works here is Coppelia. She also has a cycle of column attacks, but we will see that in a different stage. Here, these enemies seem to have at least 105,000 HP. Empress is easy to use because of her forging weapon, but there is Souji, Hector, and also Gray. They will probably do enough damage if you have strong weapons. I don't know if the last enemies have a little more HP, but she's still killing with 120,000. Next stage, 7.2.1, and here the enemies are again aligned in a column. They are again weak to cold damage. So we just bring back our Final Empress, but like I said, it can also be Coppelia, it can also be the latest versions of Hector, Gray, or Souji with the same attack. They just will do enough damage if you have strong weapons. She deals more damage against the wolves. I think they have a little less endurance. But I'm not entirely sure how much HP they have. Now we shall move to stage 7.2.2, and I could not find a solo strategy here. Tried my best, but nothing was working. So I will show you how to do with two characters in as fast as possible. So Magia fight formation, Kriemhield in the back, and you can bring Anya in the front line, and they will just kill all the enemies. So the only common element between all waves is a pierce. So, well, Kriemhield is just too strong. She can do plenty of damage. I do have a perfect weapon for her. Since she's now back on a rerun banner, many people may get her again. And now, the second skill, floating ScherBR, I guess the name, just killed the enemies as well. So now on the last wave, Kriemhield will not hit all the weakness, but she's just so strong that even then she can kill everyone. And she's getting a little boost from Anya too. Next stage, 7.2.3, we still need to bring two characters here. And I used a similar setup. This time I brought Magia fight with Matriarch, Twin Penetrate, and 13 BP, so she's going to attack the second wave. And we have the latest version of Claudia, inheriting Rain of Arrows plus an Amplify attack with 8 power she can use on turn 1 and then on turn 3. So, my Matriarch actually has a 100% weapon. Claudia is really strong, she does not need a perfect setup. As you can see, 120,000 damage is more than enough. Her weapon is around 106%, so really strong, but was also overkill. Twin Penetrate will do less damage, so, well, if you didn't promote your Matriarch yet, just do that. Now against the last wave, we have one of each enemy. But again, Claudia is pretty strong. Now moving to 7.2.4, here the enemies are lined in a column again, and they are mixed. They are not all weak to cold. So there is one character that we haven't used that was working on the older stages, and that one is Coppelia. We're going to bring her here in Magia fight formation. She will be on the front line. It's easy to use her since she can use the Remembrance gun, and then just leave Trick Harpoon on 7 and Overspear Launching on 12. I'm really surprised by the amount of stages that you can use this Coppelia. Really surprising. And she even lands critical attacks here with 140,000. Mine is fully promoted, and I do believe it's good to promote Coppelia since she has many different rotations now with this style if you have it. So when she kills, she regains BP and she has access to many different rotations, especially for story mode. Now the last stage I don't recommend because there is a real boss here and there's that warning message, meaning that the farming here is slower and the enemies are pretty tough as well. So, well, there's one character that works, and that one is Humman Alloces because he can kill the first and second enemy if you have a really strong weapon. Mine is only 89%, and the character's not even capped, but fully promoted. Well, this is another case where he cannot solo, he will need help from someone. Maybe better to just bring Amazon Raid X formation instead of Magia Fight, since you can place two characters with STR based skills that will help him out in the end. But as you see, 170,000 is enough to kill them. I believe they have around 160,000. Now as a boss, like I said, we have this warning message. That means that it slows down a little the farming. Not that it matters too much. Depends on what the type of materials you want to get here. And we even needed to attack with 2 characters because they were not equipped. But that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope it helps you with your farming. Right now it's the best way to farm the game. And if you want to support the channel, there are links on the description. And if you use a different strategy, please share here on Reddit or in my YouTube video. See you soon in the next one. Bye.